And I've got grease all over my camera. God. Oh boy. So if you didn't watch the last video, the nozzle caps we ordered for this fertilizer rig, anyway, they were not the right caps. So we just put these on in their place, and I was thinking I was going to be able to run water through it, and then we had some bearings go out on the Landau disc, and we never got back to the fertilizer rig. So the new caps have come in, and let's see if they fit. You're kidding me. They're wrong. Alright, next. So alright, we got that on. I think we're ready to crank it up and try it for the first time. Try to make the spray come out of these nozzles right here. This is what we added. We're trying to, this nozzle is going to be dead on the row of corn before we plant. And we're trying to make this spray when it comes out be about 6 inches wide. So we got some adjustments. That's why I made these pipe. We got these bolts right here. We can slide the pipe up and down to make the nozzle closer to the ground or bring it up. And then also I've got these tips right here that shoot out a stream in case I like them better. I ordered 2 different types of nozzles. They got little 3 holes in them, shoot 3 streams out, kind of like that. So if I don't like the way these are doing, we can swap to those. But the plan is, like I said, if we're trying to put our fertilizer 80 pounds of in, we're trying to put it dead on the row, 6 inches wide. And we're going to be about a week and a half in front of the corn planter. And then when we're ready to come back and put the rest of the nitrogen on the corn, that's when we slap on the Y drops. They just slide up in this tube right here, and we'll have 360 Y drops right here, and they'll be shooting on each side of the row when the corn's up taller, putting the rest of the nitrogen. So that's the plan if you hadn't watched the videos before this. So let's get in the tractor, crank her up, see if we can make some water come out of these nozzles. Alright, we got 3 nozzles that are not spraying. That means one of these T-Jet sections usually hasn't turned on, but looking right here, they're all on. They're all open. I think I know what's wrong. So we put all new sight glasses on, and I think I left off. Yep. I didn't leave it on. Yeah. You're supposed to have a little round piece of plastic right here. It keeps that ball from coming up. What was happening is that ball was going all up, and it was actually getting caught in that tube and restricting the flow. So we got to find this little plastic piece. And I think I know where I got some. Alright, this is what I was missing. That little piece. Supposed to. There. There we go. Okay, they all should work now. One of them wasn't spraying. Got something caught in the nozzle. So all this is coming out. I filled this tank up with fresh water. So everything you see coming out of the nozzles and everything, it's not fertilizer, it's just fresh water. That's why I don't have any gloves on or anything, because it's water. Well, we have all 12 rows spraying. All the nozzles are working. Initial thoughts, man, we got a lot of splatter. That to me is just a lot of pressure. We're getting a lot of splash. Not too bad. And then the other thing is our pattern is way too wide. We're about right here to here. I mean, we're about 10 inches. That's a lot of pressure. So basically I got two options. I can slow the tractor down, go a slower speed, and that'll get my pressure lower, tip pressure. And then we can lower these nozzles, this rod, try to get our pattern right. So let me grab some wrenches and we'll do some tests. Well, that's about 10 inches, and I really don't want to go any lower with this pipe. That nozzle is going to be too low to the ground, go over a ditch or something, or any kind of obstacle out in the field. You don't want to have your nozzle that low and hit your nozzle and bend this rod. That's better. Okay, I got a third option now. I went and got a tip off my Rogator. I got a 5-stream fertilizer tip that I put on here. So we got option number 1, 3-stream. I've got it down to about 6.5 inches. Really about 6. Option number 2, 6510 nozzle, flat nozzle, got it at about 10 inches. Then I got the 5-stream tip, and we're at about 9. Tell me in the comments which one you'd run. I do have one problem back here on my inductor. We've got a cracked piece of plastic right here, right where my finger is. So there's nothing really left to do to the fertilizer rig till I get Dad here, let somebody else take a look at the different nozzles, get some different opinions on which ones we should decide to go with. So I'm gonna jump over here and move on to the Rogator, and we'll start putting that product pump on. And I got somebody with me.
Hey.
heavy now, don't drop it. Got it?
I'm gonna drop it.
Huh?
I'm gonna drop it.
Don't drop it.
I can't.
Come on. All right, let that. There she is. All right, easy, ease it up. All right. We can mount this on. Well, I put that on upside down. This part's supposed to go up here. Okay. There we go. All right, that's hot, so let's just keep going. Get it right. Good?
Yeah.
All right, we are back on the fertilizer rig, and me and Thomas discussed it for hours and hours, and I think the best option for the nozzle is the 3-stream tip. I think that's the one we're gonna go with, right, T?
Yep, definitely. That was the best one. The 3-string.
You got it. Now we're about to put them on. He is. All right, we're over here in the Togville this morning. Got Philip right there, and we got James. James is having trouble with his tractor. I think it's maybe a fuel problem. He's got some codes popping up. So I brought 2 new fuel filters to put in his tractor, and then we'll go out and try it. Hopefully that'll correct that issue. We're gonna grease the disc while we're over here. And that was Mark. If you can see him right over there, see that dust in the background, he's on the J&M rolling basket. So we're gonna grease them up, fill them up with diesel, and put some fuel filters on and get them all back working. Oh. Why'd you let this cold weather come back in?
Oh,
It's chilly out here this morning.
oh yeah.
Woo, it was like almost, it was 80 degrees yesterday, and now we're in the 40s. Have you done behind the pivot?
Yes.
So I can walk it back toward the woods?
Yes.
One thing I do like about the John Deere grease gun is it's a little more lighter. It's not as bulky as the DeWalt ones. I feel like you can, just easier to handle, and you can get in pretty tight spots with it. And then another feature I like, whenever you run out of grease, put a new grease tube in. You can reset it and it'll count down how much grease is actually in your gun, and it'll count down the grease going out, so you know that grease is going into your bearing or whatever you're greasing. It's counting down or counting up. So let's reset it. Boom. God damn. And I've got grease all over my camera. God. Oh boy. Another feature I like, it's got two different speeds. It's got a slow speed and a fast speed if you want to grease real fast or slow. We're in fast. So I got up in James' tractor and I did a little more investigating on the codes that were popping up, and I saw a couple of them that dealt with the exhaust filter. So what we're doing right now is we're doing a parked exhaust filter cleaning. It goes through an automated thing where it takes over and kind of like you calibrate something. But what it's doing is trying to burn out, it's making that muffler really hot, and it's trying to clean the filter that's in the muffler right now with some really high temperatures. So he's been sitting here probably about 10 minutes or so, but it's still going through the filter cleaning. I don't know if that's going to solve the problem, but it's definitely got to help. Still cleaning?
Start over, take over, boy.
Okay, we got some good news. James's tractor went through the whole exhaust cleaning process, all 3 steps, and it never aborted. It gave me a thumbs up on all the 3 steps, or a check mark, whatever it is. Anyway, so he's good to go. All the codes went away. So I don't know if that solved the problem, but it sure, when we revved up the throttle, she sounded like she was ready to go. He's right there in the background right now running, so he has not stopped yet. So that's a good sign. But the bad thing is he's got a bearing going out. When we were greasing up, I saw a bearing just starting to go out. So I told him to run it for about 30 minutes. We greased that bearing up really good. He's gonna run it for about 30 minutes just to see if that code pops up. And if it doesn't, then maybe we solve that problem. But in the meantime, Philip is right here by the pivot. And he's about to hit the pivot, so we're gonna walk it back toward the woods so he can do the land where the pivot was laying. And then we've got to make a 35-40 mile drive back to Benton, grab the pipe wrenches and all the blocks that we need to change the bearing, just like we did on the Phillips disc the other day. And then we got another 40 mile back over here, and then we got to change the bearing. So let's crank this motor up and get this pivot walking, and then let's hit the road. I don't want anything surprising me. It's going that way. We need to be going that way. It was hard all the way to the end. All right, that went like that. We had a washer, spacer. How long did you run? 30 minutes?
Like 30 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, and we didn't mess up anything. It was just going out. See that little gap? That one goes that way. Going? That's it. That one. That's it. Man, that's a good feeling. We have everybody running at the same time. That is awesome. That's a good time to end the video, guys. I'm gonna run, pick up my hydraulic pump from the hydraulic place in Montgomery, make a loop back, and try to get my pump done on my Rogator this afternoon. And that's gonna be about all the time that I have. But for this video, we're out of time, guys. Thanks for watching another one with us. We really appreciate y'all watching our videos. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, we'll just see y'all on the next one, guys. We're out.